All right, welcome Titans Nation into this recap episode in week 2 of the NFL season. Well, just for the Titans game that we saw on Sunday. And before we get to that, Caleb, welcome back to this channel. You've been gone for a few episodes.
Have I, though?
Yeah, you've been with us in spirit,
Have I?
maybe?
Are you guys not?
I don't know.
I think you're not seeing things clearly,
They probably
Justin.
forgot about you and just assumed that Chris from Titans in Truth was always part of Titans Tube from the beginning. That's what kind of a lasting
so
impact
similar
you have here.
I mean, yeah, we're so similar in appearance and
Yeah, and skin color. Yes. Well, it's unfortunate that you have to be back on here to discuss this
unfortunate
atrocity that we saw on Sunday. Titans with the special ceremony for the legends Eddie George and Steve McNair and all. We could not harness the spirit of those great teams to pull out a victory against our most hated rival. Very hate-filled. I very much hate the Indianapolis Colts. Even without Andrew Luck retiring earlier this season. It didn't help. It's not an Andrew Luck curse, people. It's not an Andrew Luck curse. It's an Indianapolis Colts curse, and they just have something over us. They're our daddies, and there's nothing we can do about it to win.
But we beat Jacoby Brissett twice.
We did.
We beat him before. How did we let this happen, guys? What's up?
Because it feels like we have a better roster. The Colts, I feel like, also have a better rounded out roster from, I think that was 2017 when we beat them twice without Andrew Luck. But anyway, it doesn't matter, man. I mean, look. All right, let's just get into this. Do you have any initial reactions from this game? Losing by 2 points. Getting helped out by Adam Vinatieri, missing 2 more extra points, and we cannot capitalize, Caleb. We can't capitalize on the mistakes of the Colts.
Quick thoughts are, I hate the Colts. Colts?
That's a good thought.
Fans, Colts franchise, why aren't you burning in hell yet? 2, okay. Justin, you totally jinxed Cairo Santos.
Oh, I did.
Cairo Santos, I was
hard. So hyped.
So hard. You said that.
Yeah. Whenever he knocked in that 49, 50-yard field goal to put us up by 4 points, I was on the train. I was dancing on cloud 9 because of this random kicker that we signed at the last second, just hitting everything left and right. He comes in with a clutch kick, and then of course, as fate would have it, he would go on to miss like a 40-yarder or something in the fourth quarter that, as we saw, desperately needed by the end of the game.
Funny you should say Cloud 9 because there was actually a Cloud 9 that appeared over the Titans Stadium during the game. Did anyone see that? That was crazy.
Steve Mack 9 was watching. He was watching, and he was very disappointed and frustrated with the result of that game. But he stopped by. He stopped by with his number in the cloud, so that was very cool to see.
Well, yeah, he did. Does that mean that Steve McNair has some control over the weather patterns now that he's passed on to the next
I guess
Let's talk about the game.
McNair has taken on a new meaning post-death. He's in the air. He's literally the air now. Okay.
He's literally air.
We are...
No, well, he's more... I guess he's water, technically, right? Isn't that what clouds are?
Clouds
water,
are, some evaporation, collection.
Someone tell us some science here.
And then the precipitation and all of the Asians.
Speak science to me.
Yeah. Okay, so we're obviously procrastinating reviewing this game because it's going to ultimately make us so sad and depressed. Because, this was our home opener against our hated rival who knocked us out of the playoffs in the last week of last year, and they don't have their starting quarterback. We felt like, and we had such a great opening week. Oh, the Cleveland game was so beautiful to see this team go on the road and just run away with that game in the second half. And then just seeing one of these performances here, and it was just so strange because we played a fairly disciplined game. We were penalized 5 times. We didn't turn the ball over at all. We got 2 turnovers of our own, so we were +2 in the turnover department, and were penalized a total of 5 times in the game. So, and we put up a total of 17 points. So
and their kicker missed 2 PATs.
So the Colts were playing pretty sloppy. I mean, they had their good moments too. I don't want to totally discredit the Colts because they definitely had some good moments.
Screw the Colts, man. No, shut up. Screw the Colts. Everything that happened good to the Colts was just our bad.
Was our bad. I mean, it was our bad. Neither of these teams played like a full 60-minute complete game. It was an entertaining game. This felt like a game between two like 8-8 teams, like trading blows. Like there was some good, there was some bad, and then ultimately one team just made the plays in the fourth quarter to win. Not saying that by the end of the season. No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying this looked like two 8-8 teams on this particular day. I think we can be better. Obviously, easily better than an average 8-8 team. We have that potential. The Colts might too. I mean, they took the Chargers into overtime. Well, now that looks bad.
We've been barely better than an 8-8 team for the last 3 seasons.
Maybe that's
this is the season
possibly
to finally like tape a bigger jump up, and we're not doing it. That's what was so frustrating about this game. It's like we've seen this same 9-7 team, and like nothing's changed from the past 3 years to this year. We still lose to this depleted Colts team by shooting ourselves in the foot time and time again. We still watch Marcus go through like panic attacks in certain games. They just can't seem to get it together. Yeah. I don't know, man. Is this team different? Why do the Colts make me question my whole existence? Yes. That's what happens. That's why I hate the Colts right now. Like they just like.
That's why they're the
really.
devil.
They got me shook right now.
Yeah.
They're that. They are the devil.
They're in our heads, and they're making us question what meaning in life. Like this.
Yes.
Like just back off for a year or two, Colts. Just can you let us have a game or two here and there? Whatever.
Seriously, give us the division.
Just give it to us. So yeah, obviously a big talking point, obviously in any game, is going to be Marcus Mariota. This being his last year of his contract, it's do or die this year. And of course, and I've kind of been off Twitter, and I know before we started recording, you said the same thing. Just kind of been avoiding it because there's just so many hot takes and so many people pissed off, so many emotional reactions. Like, let's just go ahead and start Tannehill. Yeah, Mariota's not the guy. This and that. And I mean, yeah, this was not one of Mariota's better games. He missed some throws. He's taking sacks after sitting in the pocket where I want to see him utilize his legs more. I mean, there's times even last week against Cleveland, I wish that he would if your first couple reads isn't there right then, you need to have that sense of urgency and either scramble out of the pocket or just find the nearest opening and just take what the defense gives you. Find your check down, do something, but you can't sit back there and take a sack. And that's what happened whenever Santos missed his last field goal in the fourth quarter. Mariota gets sacked by like 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and that was a killer. I mean, it was still a very makeable field goal, but it certainly doesn't help out your team and your kicker's chances. So yeah, missed some throws. He didn't turn the ball over at all. No fumbles, no interceptions. He's been good in that department for the first 2 games this year. But yeah, I don't know. What did you think? How did you feel about Mariota's performance? It's just still the second game. I also want to say this. This is the second game into this season under a new offensive coordinator calling plays. These new weapons that we have here, and I feel like I'm not sure what we're trying to do on offense as a whole in general. It still feels like we're struggling to find an identity other than having Derrick Henry, who looks to be like he's found himself. He's found his footing in the NFL. Going back to last season and these first 2 games, he's the best thing going for us on offense. But yeah, I still kind of see that lack of identity a little bit, especially in the passing game. We just have no consistency there.
Yeah, I agree. I think you summed it up best when you said that it's only week 2, and I have to tell myself that too. But the things I saw out of Mariota on Sunday were very, very worrisome for a quarterback going into his 5th year playing for a contract and honestly playing for the franchise. I mean, we want him to be the franchise quarterback.
Yeah.
At year 5, I mean, honestly, he looked like a rookie quarterback in my mind on Sunday. He just did not look. I mean, he was holding on to the ball. He was taking sacks. He was inaccurate from the very first pass that was behind Delaney Walker, which already put us behind the sticks from the opening down. And then when he would scramble, he would do these ridiculous heroic hurdles for no purpose. Like, who is this guy? It looked like just some high rookie quarterback draft pick that just was, using his athleticism to dominate college ball and doesn't really understand how to even manage a game. I've heard a lot of people with criticism over Mariota over the years for Mariota has been he's just kind of a game manager, but he really needs help from the defense and the rest of the offense. I don't think he was even a game manager on Sunday. Obviously, by the end, when he spiked it on 3rd and 2, that's definitely not managing the game in a way that's going to get your team the W. So, man, it was really worrisome still seeing these issues in year 5 and still seeing a very winnable game just fall to the wayside because we just couldn't get out of our own way with mistakes and just playing sloppy and poor execution. And I gotta at some point put that on the leader of the offense because I think the offense is the problem, dude. Our defense, Super Bowl caliber defense right now is what I'm gonna crown them because they are lights out.
Played a great game.
They've been playing
again.
great the first 2 weeks. Yeah.
I mean,
we could use a little more consistency in the pass rush. We got it week 1. Didn't really see it, but
the thing that frustrated me about the defense, finish tackling Jacoby Brissett. How did he slip out of so many sacks? That was Jarrell Casey was right next to him on one, and he just. How do you escape from Jarrell Casey when he's right next to you? I don't know, but Jacoby did that as well as to a lot of other defenders. And their
John Brown had him hugged, and somehow he broke out of it. I don't know how that was possible. But
it's the Colts curse. They just become butter and slide away from any kind of tackle. And also that one killer run near the end of the game by their backup running back. It was over 50 yards that put them 1st and goal at the 3. That was the big another big that sucks thing for our defense. But, I mean, you can't – they had nothing to do with this loss in my mind. They got the offense the ball twice. Offense failed to capitalize. We might have gotten a field goal off of one of those turnovers, but that was it.
We sucked at capitalizing on turnovers, especially. The offense was the problem all day.
Yeah.
And I think that starts with Mariota. Derrick Henry ran great. He's the one guy I could be he had a good offensive game, but we went away from him late in the game, even though it was still close. And now
Mariota, I think it deserves a lot of blame. But what about the coaching too? How do you go away from Derrick Henry? He had 15 carries in a game that was tight from start to finish, averaging 5.4 yards a carry. His longest being 18. So he was getting his 5 yards a carry, those chunk plays, pretty consistently. It didn't all come in one rush. So,
I thought he was going to break one. If he had gotten to 23 carries, I thought he was going to break a long one eventually. I thought he was getting close to just stiff-arming one guy and then being able to burst through a hole. We seem to go away from him. How many people out there right now would love some Terry Robisky back in the house and just run Derrick Henry to death?
Doubles.
Since he's found his stride. Doubles
to the left,
15
doubles to the right.
Today. That was Eddie George left.
Eddie George. Yeah, dude, Derrick Henry was running like a young Eddie George in that game.
Yeah, he was.
But Mariota was not playing like a
Mariota was not playing like a young Mariota because young Mariota was good. Remember his rookie debut? He was on fire.
Yeah.
Now he's playing like an old Mariota with a young mind, like a super young mind,
You know what,
high
though?
School.
I will say this. I think winning and losing the game as a whole just changes the entire perception, especially of a quarterback's performance. Let's say Santos hits that field goal, or let's say we make a play at the very end of the game. I'm talking about that incomplete pass to A.J. Brown where we had the final turnover on downs. Anyway, let's just say Mariota has the same stats. He has the same kind of game, but we win the game. I think that changes everything. People will still be critical of Mariota's performance, but they're not. I don't think they're going to go to the extreme of this is the game that just convinced me he's not the guy. We need Tannehill in there. Blah, blah, blah. Mariota's the reason why we didn't win this game. Like if Mariota came out and threw 2 picks and played a statistically worse game, but we still came out and won, I don't think we would have had the extreme negative outcry. that we did.
Statistics have
after this game.
never told the story on Mariota. You know, he's had bad statistics for the last 2 years.
Now he has
and the team's
4
been
touchdowns
fine.
and 0 interceptions.
0 interceptions.
And people are
and we're all
saying
like,
he's all right, we gotta get rid of
Mariota.
him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got to start throwing more picks. That's how people are going to start liking him again, apparently.
Yeah, it's kind of starting to come down to just like an eye test, and that's just week in, week out for 5 years watching Mariota, seeing the dude make like the same mistakes, and honestly, just like from week to week, one game he can be a heroic, amazing, leader of the offense. The next week, it's like he's a rookie quarterback in his first game that, hasn't really had much time with the offense in the offseason. And I'm like, how are we still getting this in year 5?
Yeah.
I think if we, I was still confident enough, though, on that final drive when we got the ball that I thought we were going to drive down and at least get a field goal to win based on Mariota's heroics. But
and
I think if we had done that,
he had made some plays and we had gotten close, but yeah, just didn't get it done this time.
Yeah, but even if he had done that, got us in the field goal range, I would have been like, he helped us win the game, but he didn't lose us the game. And I'm to the point where I don't know if that's good enough for a franchise quarterback. If he's just not losing, he's done a lot. I'm sorry for doubting Mariota. The Colts are getting in my head. Look, I'm going with I think Mariota's going to win the Titans a Super Bowl this year. Okay, I said it.
That's it. Yes. No, you wouldn't be the only one.
I
I think a lot of people are starting to jump off the bandwagon after this game, but I think a lot of that's reactionary too. Like, guys, we still have a full season to play out. If you're not going to give this quarterback who's in the 5th year of his final contract to prove himself, you're not going to give him past 2 games. Like, no, you got to have – if you're already done with him, I saw somebody tweet this out. I forget who. But if you're jumping off the Mariota bandwagon after this game, then you are already off the bandwagon from last season. Because if you're not going to give him more than 2 games in a new offense with new weapons, and we lose 1 game, we're 1-1, people. And he loses his first game, his first subpar performance, and you're jumping off now, then you were done with him a long time ago. And this wasn't the actual game.
There's so many people hanging just by a thread to their love for or not even love, just like their hope on Mariota, being like just waiting for one instance to be like, nope, he's not the guy. Let's move on.
Yeah,
I don't think. I heard people saying like Tannehill may start Thursday night. That's insane.
No,
I think the only reason Tannehill gets the start or even gets the job is one, if Mariota goes down with an injury. And even then, for Tannehill to steal that position, he would have to come in and not just like win a few games. He would have to play really good and win a few games, I think, to steal that from Mariota. Or if we, look halfway through the season and we're like 2-6 and Mariota's played, I think that then we'll turn to Mariota. But I don't see any other circumstance like us at 1-1 and Mariota's playing decently to above average. Yeah. Like, there's no way we're going to go to Tannehill at this point. Like, I
totally agree. Yeah, I totally agree. If Mariota is completely healthy or healthy enough to start games, we're not going to put in Tannehill unless the team, like you said, is like 2-6 and playoffs are a long shot. Like, we're going to give him every chance to be successful.
And if we're 2-6, there's going to be a lot more people on the hot seat than just Mariota. Like, this team, that's a huge regression. I know that's only the first half of the season, but still, if I don't. 2-6, I just threw that number out. I'm just saying it will have to take that kind of a bad start for, I think, the coaching staff to really be like, I think we need to look a different direction at quarterback if Mariota's still healthy by that point, which is a big if. He's been injured. But, I do think if Mariota were to get injured for a few games, I think Tannehill would really have to excel immensely, like put up great numbers and some wins to still even take that position from Marcus. It's his to lose, basically.
We're totally agree.
No one's going to give Tannehill the job just because of one loss, even though it is the dang Colts.
It hurts. It hurts so much. But
stupid Jacoby Brissett.
It makes sense though. Like the defense is fine. It played well. I think our defense is good enough and the run game is good enough that there's no way. It would be very hard. It's very hard for me to see us ending up at 2-6, regardless of Mariota's play. But you kind of see that the defense played well against the Colts. The running game was great against the Colts, but the one thing holding the team back was the passing game. And I say passing game because I think it does include Mariota in that, but I think there's other factors involved in that too. What exactly are we doing?
Taylor
on offense?
Lewan's absence is heavily involved in that as well. We're forgetting that we're missing our star left tackle. We're working with kind of like a little bit of a makeshift offensive line right now. Just without him, he's the leader of that line. Ben Jones was sick on Sunday. The Colts always find ways to get Mariota on the ground. Mariota looked panicked when that started happening. He would take his eyes down when he felt the pressure, which led to him holding onto the ball too long. But I've been seeing that his whole career. Is that just who he is at this point? Are we just going to let that stand, or do we need to find someone that can improve on that? Yeah. I don't know.
He's still many times during a game just looks lost in the offense itself, and then you can kind of see the panic when he's back there looking to throw, and his first couple reads aren't there, and the panic starts to set in, and then he just sits there too long and gets taken down. And I don't know if that's because Mariota just has trouble adapting to new playbooks and new offensive coordinators, or if it is generally and legitimately tough to adapt year after year to a new system, to new receivers, to new players, new offensive linemen, whatever, what have you. I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. But I'm a Mariota supporter to the end. I'll die on the hill for this guy. But I will admit, he's got to play better if he wants to stick around and be the long-term guy.
Yep, retweet.
Sunday was not his shining moment, even though he had 0 interceptions, threw over 50% completion percentage, which is not great. He had a by the stats, he had a similar rating to Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby put up 3 touchdown passes.
And he put up 3 touchdown passes. One pick, one pick and one fumble.
Oh, my bad. Mariota has been watching us play Madden over the years, our old Madden challenges, because he was all about that hurdle, and that's not a good thing in real life.
Good call. Yeah, that's true. And some of those visually look like the exact same animations.
Yeah. I've been hurdling with Marcus for 4 years now in Madden. He finally caught on, but I don't want him to do that. I'd rather
you got to stop hurdling.
Yeah.
Yes. Got to stop hurdling in Madden.
All right. Anything else we should say about the Colts game and Marcus right now? I don't know what else to say. It was a bad loss. I just want to put it behind me. We got a game this Thursday.
Yeah, which is a good thing. I'm glad we play on Thursday. Just if we can turn around, let's beat the Jags, and I hope we're not overlooking them. It's the NFL. Any team can win on any Sunday. Who saw the Texans squeaking out a win against the Jags by 1 point on Sunday after they really should have beaten New Orleans the week before until Drew Brees did some magic? And I think the Texans are a solid team, and they very nearly just got beaten by the Jags. So there's no reason to overlook this team. I don't care if Nick Foles is out for the year. Everyone's favorite quarterback is now Gardner Minshew, because he's such an eccentric character and guy. Apparently, he's in his mustache. He's crazy. And he's looked competent back there for sure. So we got to come ready to play on Thursday, and it's an away game. It's going to be a tough atmosphere. The crowd's going to be hyped. I don't know what are you expecting from this Jags game. I'm just saying it's going to be so nice if we can get to Thursday. Let's get to 2-1, 1-1 in the division. I think a lot of people will pump the brakes if that does happen on Thursday.
I viewed this game coming into honestly how I viewed the Colts game, other than the fact that the Colts have a curse on us. But this is a game we should win. We have more talent than this team. They're depleted at their main position, quarterback, which we might be depleted. I don't know, depending on what you think.
Who knows?
And also the fact that we own the Jags. We own them.
It's going to feel good after getting beat by a team that owns us to turn around in 4 days to beat a team that we own. Just a lot of teams owning each other in this division, apparently.
Yeah, and that was another thing. It's a division game. AFC South games or division games in general are almost a toss-up. Especially with the AFC South, who knows what team is going to go out there on Thursday night. But it does feel good that we've had a lot of success against the Jags in the past. I can't stress enough, we've had a lot of success against the Jags. A lot. We've beaten you guys a lot.
Ever since they broke Mariota's leg in 2016, they haven't beaten us. They cursed themselves. The curse of Mariota's leg.
Yeah.
Fibula.
So yeah, I'm not so worried. I think the team's going to turn in the rounds. I have been impressed with the way when Marcus has bad games in the past, I feel like he's able to like rebound from that, especially in the next game. Anyways, it might not carry over to the next 5 games, but I think in the next game, especially on a short week, I think Marcus will rebound. I think the offense just week by week is going to continue to get better and just like more ingrained and more chemistry between the players. I can't wait. I'm still waiting for Corey Davis to like really be a part of the offense. I don't know what's up with that. Like I'm so stoked for this receiving core with Corey Davis, AJ Brown, and Adam Humphries, and they have done nothing.
Dude,
absolutely nothing.
Adam Humphries, do you know what his stats are this year? It's like 3 catches for like -1 yards.
He has negative 1
yards. What are we doing?
I don't know.
We went out and paid this guy. We beat the Patriots to the finish line or whatever in signing this guy and offering him a contract, and he is like not involved at all. That's what I'm saying. When I still feel like we're trying to figure out this identity, especially passing the ball. Because and AJ Brown looked like a beast week 1 against the Browns. Corey Davis, I mean, I think he's great. He's a 1,000-yard receiver. I feel like in any other passing offense besides ours. For some reason, we can't generate a 1,000-yard receiver to save our lives.
Dude, I think AJ Brown's a 1,000-yard receiver too, dude. That guy looks like a smaller version of Calvin Johnson almost. Like maybe a little bigger upper body. Like I am pumped to watch him every Sunday. Yeah, so good. Like our receiving core could be so good, and I feel like we're just holding them back right now. Whether it's play calling, execution, or the quarterback position.
Yeah, like I guess we're still trying to be a run-first team, which I can get because Derrick Henry is entering his prime, I feel like. Or he's in the middle of his prime right now in how he's played the past 8 or so games, dating back to last year. There's just so many different ways we can go with this offense, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe we're just trying to figure out what works best, and we haven't found that, it seems like, at all in the passing game. I feel like we need to, because...
I do think another big issue, and I think it's all related, is third down efficiency has been horrible. It's been that way in all of our losses for like the last 3 years. For some reason, some games we just absolutely, it's not even like around average. It's like absolutely sucking at third down efficiency. Like, what were we on Sunday? Do you even know? I think we were.
Just brought it up. We're 1 for 10.
Yeah, abysmal. There's no way we're like going to be able to. I mean, I'm amazed that we even stayed in the game that close when we had that many just like failed third down completions. That's insane. You got to keep your team on the field, and I think that starts with first down. We were horrible on first down on Sunday too. From the opening snap when Mariota threw it behind an open Delaney Walker. Can't have that. Got to set the tone early, bruh.
For sure. And I was gonna say, too, I think that's gonna have to be especially an important factor that'll play into the game on Thursday night, because I think the Jags understand Derrick Henry has just owned that team for the past handful of games, and they know it, and they're gonna gear up to shut him down, and they're gonna make Mariota beat them with his arm. And I feel like that's a legitimate strategy based on what we saw last week.
Every
Shut down
team
Derrick Henry,
has to be doing
let
that.
Mariota prove that he can do it through the air against him.
If every team,
and so I feel like we're going to have some plays.
Yeah, if every team who plays the Titans from here on out isn't doing that strategy, and then you're playing the Titans wrong. Like, you have to make Mariota try to beat you through the air. That's it. Just load the box, and it's going to start happening. I mean, we've seen it over the years here and there, but I think especially this year with the pressure that's on Marcus at the quarterback position and this passing offense to really get going with a new offensive coordinator, once we start getting into the heat of the season, I think we're going to see it more and more. And I think that'll kind of be, time to, if it's too hot, get out of the kitchen, but I want to stay in the kitchen kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I don't want to get burned by the oven that's on fire or anything.
Don't burn the turkey on Thanksgiving or all those references
that's not an expression
applicable here.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Okay, thank you.
Don't burn your food.
Don't burn your food.
Yeah, so that's it. Is there any other topic of conversation? Jalen Ramsey probably getting traded to the Titans before Thursday night. That'll be a big story.
That's what I was going to say. Should we just
kidding.
Go all out and get Jalen Ramsey before Thursday night and learn all their secrets? and then
Yeah.
and then maybe
just
trade
cut
him
him or
away.
something.
Yeah, just cut him. And be like, you know what, Jalen, sorry, we hated you this whole time.
Yeah.
But no, honestly, the Titans don't need
Yeah,
Jalen
no.
Ramsey. We got the best secondary
We
in
don't
the
need him.
fucking league right now. Come on.
Yeah.
We don't need that trash.
I mean, I would
Dude,
love
don't want that
to
drama
have
up in
him.
here.
Yeah, I don't like the all about me kind of players, and that's who I think Jalen Ramsey is. He's not exactly a team guy. Once the team start losing, then he's just gonna. I don't know. He's a lesser Antonio Brown or like T.O. I don't know. He's an all about me kind of player in my opinion. He's so good though. He's so great. I was gonna say it's hard to say no if we have had an opportunity to sign him, but it's going to be too expensive, or trade for him, I meant. But it's going to cost too much, and at a position where it's like our strongest position group on the team. So
yeah, sorry. Maybe if
he's not coming to
changed
the
the
Titans,
quarterback,
people,
we
sorry.
would trade for him. You know, if he wanted to play some
maybe
QB.
how can he throw the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, that's all I got.
Anyway,
I think the Titans win
yeah.
on Thursday night against the Jags, 26-13.
Oh, we got score prediction. 26-13. We doubled him up.
Yes.
I like that.
I bet we'll be down. I bet we start the game down 10-0 though, and then just rail them
because we
in
just
the
love
second
starting
half.
slow. Starting slow is like the Titans' favorite thing in the world.
I mean, yeah.
No one likes starting slow more than we do. If we're doing score predictions, I'll say 24-10, but I think it'll be a close, grudgy AFC South typical kind of game. We'll get a late touchdown at the end and make it 24-10 as the final. But I believe in our defense. I believe in our defense to not let Gardner Minshew get anything going through the air. Rookie quarterback.
Agreed.
And we always play well against Leonard Fournette. He never really has more than like 60 yards against us. So
60 yards on probably like 27 carries. I feel like that's always Leonard Fournette's stats.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. He's a bell cow, and whether for better or for worse. Well, all right. I guess we can wrap her up then.
Wrap it up.
If you have any parting thoughts or words. We're 1-1, guys. So is a lot of other teams in the league. And we talk about Mariota having a bad game. You know who else had a bad game on Sunday? Derek Carr. Carson Wentz, he didn't have a great game. Matt Ryan, even though I think he won, he threw like 3 picks in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Against the Eagles.
There were some bad picks too.
And there's another considered one of the better quarterbacks in the league, like franchise quarterback, that didn't have a great game either. Like great quarterbacks have bad games all the time. So let's try to not overreact, people.
I mean, I've had a bad start to the season. This is my first video in 2 weeks.
I know.
So,
Caleb's gonna have to
and
come
I'm still
back
here
for
making
a second
plays, right?
half. You're out here. Yeah, this was a W. I'll consider this one a W for your return.
Eat that W, Jameis. That's my
You're gonna win. You're gonna win.
Jameis.
You're gonna win comeback podcaster of the year award.
Hoo-yah.
Or YouTube channel. Well, I guess we're more of a YouTube channel than podcast. Whatever.
All right.
Thanks
for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching. Like us and subscribe and comment about your thoughts below. And we'll see you sometime after Thursday, hopefully talking about a victory from the Titans over the Jags.
Hopefully get that VICTOR Victory. RY.
Victory. Yes.
Peace out.
We like the victory.